The health of any garden begins not above ground but beneath it. Plants only flourish when the soil itself is alive, structured, and fed with constant organic input. Yet too often gardeners rely on single amendments or surface mulches without understanding how different materials, when combined strategically, can create a transformation far greater than the sum of their parts. That's why this experiment matters. Over the course of 90 days, layers of straw, manure, and fallen leaves were built into a mulch system designed not just to cover the soil, but to change it. What followed was a complete soil renewal. Worms arrived in droves, fungi stretched their networks, and the dull, compacted ground became a friable, living bed that practically pulled roots downward. If you've ever wondered how quickly soil can change with the right layering strategy, this journey will take you week by week through what happened under that mulch, and how you can replicate the same results in your own garden. Why layering works better than a single mulch. Mulching is often thought of as simply covering the soil with straw, wood chips, or grass clippings, but the deeper truth is that soil organisms thrive on diversity. When carbon-rich materials like straw or dry leaves are paired with nitrogen-rich sources like manure, decomposition accelerates. The carbon feeds fungi, the nitrogen stimulates bacterial blooms, and the contrast between coarse and fine textures creates air pockets where oxygen fuels microbial life. Layering also mimics nature's forest floor, where leaves, animal droppings, and plant debris accumulate in succession. Instead of one slow trickle of nutrients, the soil receives a steady cascade of inputs breaking down at different speeds. That's what makes layered mulch a catalyst for humus formation rather than just a blanket of cover. Stage 1, the setup. To begin the experiment, a bed of compacted garden soil was cleared of weeds and lightly watered. The first layer was straw, a coarse, airy base about 3 inches thick. Straw acts as insulation and scaffolding, keeping the soil shaded while holding in moisture. On top of this went a 2-inch layer of aged manure. The nitrogen content of manure, especially from cows or horses, stimulates the microbial activity that begins digesting the straw beneath it. Finally, a dense layer of fallen leaves was added, slightly moistened to start softening their waxy coatings. The leaves supplied a second source of carbon, but in a finer texture that decomposes differently from straw. The bed was then left undisturbed, except for, some occasional watering during those dry spells. With all 3 layers working together in harmony, the stage was set for soil life to awaken. Stage 2, the first 30 days. Within the first month, subtle changes were already visible. The straw, though still pretty recognizable, had begun darkening right where it touched the manure. A faint earthy smell replaced the dry, papery scent it had at the start. Worms, absent in the beginning, were seen slipping through the underside of the straw after rain. The leaves on top had curled, softened, and begun breaking into fragments. Fungi were the primary players at this stage, threading white mycelium across the leaf litter and into the manure. These fungal hyphae acted as bridges, carrying nutrients down toward the straw while binding small soil particles into aggregates. Though the soil beneath still looked firm, its surface was loosening, an early sign of structure change. Stage 3, the midpoint, day 45 to 60. By the halfway mark, the mulch was no longer a set of distinct layers but an interwoven mat. The straw had collapsed under the weight of moisture and microbes, turning from pale yellow to mottled brown and black. Manure had melted into the spaces between, its original texture lost as it blended with straw fibers. Worm castings were now easy to find directly under the mulch, indicating the soil dwellers had made this their feeding ground. At this point, the soil beneath showed visible transformation. What had been compact gray-brown earth now felt looser to the touch, breaking apart with minimal effort. Pockets of moisture were preserved even during a dry week thanks to the insulating power of the mulch. The earthworms not only consumed organic matter but left behind tunnels, improving aeration and root pathways. The leaves, now dark and fragile, were contributing rich humic compounds. Combined with manure's nitrogen, this cocktail was producing humus faster than any of the ingredients could have achieved alone. So, now we're moving into stage 4, which covers day 75 to 90. This is really when the transformation happens. By the end of 90 days, the original materials were hardly recognizable. The straw that began stiff and hollow was now blackened and soft, shredded by fungi and worms into humus-rich fragments. Manure had completely fused with both straw and soil, becoming indistinguishable except for the fertility it released. It's quite amazing how nature works, isn't it? The leaves, once whole, were reduced to a dark, crumbly mass similar to forest leaf mold. It's like witnessing a miniature forest floor right in your garden. But the greatest change was in the soil itself. What had started as lifeless, compacted ground had become loose, sponge-like, and teeming with earthworms. It's truly a testament to the power of nature's processes. Each handful showed aggregated particles held together by microbial glues, the true hallmark of healthy soil. Roots could now push deep without resistance, and moisture lingered longer, reducing the need for irrigation. This transformation proved how powerful layered mulching is when managed as a system rather than a surface cover. So, let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons we've learned from this experiment. What this 90-day journey demonstrates is that soil doesn't need years to improve, it needs the right blend of organic matter and living organisms. Straw provides the skeleton, manure provides the nitrogen fuel, and leaves provide the finishing humus. Together, they set in motion a biological engine that reawakens tired soil. For gardeners seeking to reduce tilling, avoid synthetic fertilizers, and build soil that improves with every season, layered mulching is, honestly, one of the most efficient tools available. It also shows that soil change happens in visible stages and, tracking those stages helps gardeners understand the rhythm of decomposition. Early fungal blooms, mid-stage worm invasion, and final humus formation all play roles in turning waste materials into living fertility. So let's talk about how you can actually apply this to your own garden. The beauty of this method is really its adaptability. Whether you're working with raised beds, orchards, or just open plots, layering things like straw, manure, and leaves can honestly be scaled to just about any space. In orchards, using thicker layers helps protect tree roots during those dry months, and in vegetable beds, thinner layers give you season-long fertility, making it a super flexible approach. Even in compacted urban soils, this method jumpstarts life where none was visible before. The key is patience, allowing nature to work while simply maintaining moisture and avoiding disturbance. Over time, repeated cycles of layered mulching build soils that are self-sustaining, rich in humus, and practically immune to compaction. Instead of relying on constant inputs, the soil becomes its own factory of fertility. So as we wrap things up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned and, how these ideas can really make a difference in your own garden. The 90-day transformation of a bed layered with straw, manure, and leaves proves that soil doesn't need to be worked hard to be made fertile. It needs to be fed, protected, and given a diversity of organic matter. This is one of the simplest, most powerful techniques serious gardeners can adopt, and it works in harmony with natural processes rather than against them. If you found this breakdown valuable and want to see more in-depth experiments that reveal how soil really works, make sure you subscribe to Hydro Haven and share this guide with fellow gardeners. Together we can keep uncovering the methods that make our soil richer, our harvests stronger, and our gardens more alive than ever.